leaderships. This competition influenced global trade, innovation, and strategic alliances. Understanding this competitive dynamic is essential for navigating the risks and opportunities of the current global landscape, as cooperation and conflict often coexist in international relationships. And now we'll proceed to the last slide of mine, which is the three worlds and world order. The Cold War era introduced a geopolitically framework that shaped global alliances and rivalries. The three worlds model categorized nations based on ideological alignment. The first world represented capitalist democracies led by the US. The second world included communist states led by the USSR. The third world comprised non-aligned, often developing nations. The collapse of the USSR marked the end of the bipolar world and led to a unipolar moment dominated by the US. This realignment set the stage for the globalization boom of the 1990s and to early 2000. However, today's world order is becoming multipolar with rising powers like China, India, and Brazil asserting influence in global affairs. Now, let's move to seminarian Jay Cuesta for his part of his report.
So good day once again. I am Seminarian J. Albert. Are we going? I am going to you globalization. We already globalization. It means countries around the world are becoming connected and depending on each other more expensive ways. First is the globalization. The second, political globalization, and last, the social cultural globalization. Next, the economic globalization means together in business money. Companies make laptop, so they don't have to pay tax and each. The next one is the political globalization. Countries work together, solve problems, and make rule. Economic globalization is about money and trade. And political globalization and so last slide is the social cultural globalization. People around the world are sharing ideas. Culture is divided into three. The digital connectivity, because of the internet and social media, people from different countries can talk, share, and connect anytime. The second one is the cultural exchange. People enjoy music, movies, food, fashion from other countries, like watching Korean dramas like the Philippines. Companies like McDonald's, Nike, and Apple are known and used by people all over the world. For the 17th slide, cultural globalization, media, and entertainment. This means people around the world watch, listen to, and enjoy the same shows, movies, and music. Big streaming services like Netflix and Disney Plus are now available in other countries. Large media companies own and control a lot of the content that people watch everywhere. Because of these local TV shows and movies may struggle to compete or keep other own culture and strong. Next is the cultural homogenization. This happens when cultures in the world start to look the same. Many people eat the same food, like we love McDonald's so much or watch mostly Hollywood movies. English become the main language in music, movies, and businesses. Some local traditions and languages might be lost because of this. And the cultural diversity. Globalization can also help share different cultures. Just like what I said earlier, people around the world enjoy Bollywood movies, K-pop music, and other local entertainment. Online platforms allow local artists to show their work to the world. Fusion happens when different cultures mix, like combining foods or music styles from different countries. The next one is the globalization as competition, just like Brother Epipani mentioned a while ago. Globalization is not just about countries working together, but also competing with each other. Countries compete in business, technology, and politics to be stronger or richer. So nagpapataasan. This new is called Globalization 3.0. Uses digital platforms like Amazon, Google that connect the world, also create rivals. Some countries are no longer and alliances are breaking countries. Today, countries in money, technology, and power. For that, the economic competition. Since many countries are fighting to be the best in the business and trade. For instance, brother, a while ago about the Apple versus Samsung. Apple and Samsung are rivals in selling smartphones. This business is worth $100 billion. In early 2024, no, Samsung sold 20% of all smartphones, while sold 19%. They both try hard more customers. And another example is the US-China trade war. Germany already that the United States and China are buying trade, putting extra taxes on each other's of $100 worth of goods. This makes the world economy smaller by about 0.1%. The US also uses policies like made in USA to protect its own products and jobs. Next slide is technological and geopolitical competition. This means countries are competing to be the best in technology and are power out the world. For 21st slide, technology political competition. This is country competing to the best in technology offers the world. Administration and geopolitical competition most in instant or AI innovation race. Artificial intelligence or AI to business, military, and science. The second is acquisition, also competing both ways. The US, China, and others are starting to land on the moon and rockets build space. And the third one is the 5G leadership. Countries compete to be the leader in 5G technology, which makes internet and phones faster. The winner will have more control over more global connection. This slide is the three words theory. This was a way to group countries using the code. a time of tension between the US and Soviet Union. The first world is the rich countries that followed capitalism, the US, UK, and Japan. The second world is the communist, according to Brother Tiffany a while ago, like the Soviet Union and the China at that time. And the third world is the poorer or developing countries that they fully side with the first or second world, like many countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Today, this way of grouping countries no longer used much because the world has changed. In short, the three worlds divided countries into rich, capitalism, communist, or developing nations, but it's an old idea now. The next slide is the Cold War in 1947-1991. During this time, the world was divided into two main sides, the US and its allies, the capitalist countries. And the second one is the USSR, or the Soviet Union, and its allies, or the communist parties. This created a bipolar world, meaning opposing powers. It collapsed after the Soviet Union. When the Soviet Union fell apart in 1991, the world became only superpower, a time called unipolarity. This is also the time of the global realignment and of the whole world that led to a sharp inside alignment to focusing more on working together through economics. The world became more connected, depending on each other for trade, business, and technology, and it's called globalization. So to make it shorter, after the Cold War, the world moved from two superpowers fighting each other to countries working together more and more, mainly in business and economics. Next, today's world order. The world today is multipolar, meaning there are several powerful countries instead of just one or two superpowers. Countries like China, India, and Brazil are becoming more powerful and regional cooperation, that countries are also working together more in regions through groups like EU or the European Union, which shall be this trade and cooperate. And us, which are part of the Asian countries in Southeast Asia, solve problems and there are also conflicts and tensions in this part. Even though countries are operating more, there are still regional conflicts or arguments between countries and areas. And geopolitical tensions, argument of power, borders, process. So there's also trade important to understand how countries make trade deals or agree buy and sell products because they are affect the world economy and the way countries interact. So to make it more understandable, the world is with many countries with power. So for my last slide, this is just a start of the world. This old idea of dividing countries into three groups is longer used because of the world has changed a lot. First, this a little bit of about this. So first is today's world. The world is multipolar, as I said a while ago, that many powerful